What a video we have for you today. This is the brand new P7CB iron. What a looker this is. Brand new out from TaylorMade. Already been used on tour by Rory McIlroy. He had the cheeky little proto down the back of it. Nice touch, TaylorMade. And Michael Block, who has been in his old iron that you saw him have all that success at the PGA Championship with for so long. He's now gone into P7CBs. So if these players are switching, legit players, people who've got that comfort blanket of an iron and have now gone into a freshie, what's so great about this? Well, this vid is going to bring you all that, so be sure to subscribe and let's check out the action. First things first, behind the golf ball. This is the most important look. Let's be honest, if I'm talking to you for this iron, then you know to look at a golf club behind the golf ball. Anyone out there who's new to the game trying to figure out what swagger you need when you roll into the pro shop, it ain't looking at it like this, even though it looks cool. Stick it behind the golf ball. That's where you look from. And that is where you're going to see basically a tour-headed golf club. Thinner top line, slightly longer actually in the blade length than the original MC. But I mean, that thing is all business when you put it behind the golf ball. Absolutely beautiful. One call out I will say, which might be me, we're still early in the testing phase. As you can see, it's like a garage sale here. This thing, when I put it down, it's actually on the lie angle that I play, but it does look a little bit flatter, which is a great thing for me. I like it when clubs look flat. I know a lot of tour players do too. I don't know why that is. That's just my first reaction that I'm giving to you. Now, I've hit a couple of balls with this, and it's got that compact grain forging in it. You might be standing there going, Trottie, what are you waffling on at me about compact grain forging? I couldn't care. Well, you know what? When you hit it, you will care. And I'll lay one down here for the sound, but that is what you're going to notice, hopefully jumping out at you through the camera with my superior ball striking abilities. Let's see if I can give you that. But I think that's why when we look at Michael Block, he would talk a lot about feel. And I think that's why he's dived into these P7CBs, is purely for the forging that you've got going on. So nice flight, nice height, which is always important. That one looked like it went a decent yardage. Cut through the turf pretty good. 179, launched maybe a hair pulley because it launched a little low. Spin rate's important. I'm using the TP5X here. If I dive into my full swing and just get those digits for you on the spin rate, then it's just at 6,000 spin, which would just be acceptable for a pull shot. I would say that's on the lower side of the spin. I would say it was a little pull, like I say, which brings the spin down. Wouldn't expect to see that as you keep going. But consistency is what you're going to get out of this. Now, that came out of the exact spin that I'd expect. That's the consistency coming through. It's got a new groove formation in it. I believe they're calling it the precision milled face and grooves in here. And that, I think, is what gives you the consistent spin out of this golf club. With the new shaping, which you definitely need to look at, that's another reason why this is an absolute winner. Just a consistent window with the flight. Just goes through the turf exactly how you want a golf club to whip through it. And again, the look is something else. Now, something that we're going to dive into here, because you notice Rory has gone so early playing this. He's got it in the long iron. And one of the lessons, one of the great things that TaylorMade do, obviously the sole design is going to get through the turf perfectly. It's forged, so we've got that covered. But I think Rory's in a long iron. I've got a 4 here. And TaylorMade, as they learn from every single other club that they make, now they've gone and done it again and put some of that weighting system that you won't see as you go out there and look at your golf shop advertising, but they've actually put the perimeter weighting, and then inside the sole there's actually weighting, tungsten gone in to help the launch of these long irons. So when Rory's putting this club in, height is what he wants. These tour boys, they play golf courses that are so firm, as we saw at the US Open at Pinehurst, that if you want to be able to stop an iron, you've got to have some height on it. That's why I'm out here testing with the 2 golf balls. That's why I'm out here testing these irons. But when we go for a long iron like the 4 in this, it's going to fly higher than a blade user would use. So if you're a traditional P7TW or you're in that P7MB, if you want to look at this P7CB, not only is the blade length a bit longer, obviously the top line's beautiful, it's got the compact grain forging. I mean, it looks so good. Now you're going to have the added benefit of a bit more launch out of that 4-iron. And that's a good height for a 4. That will be coming down nicely. So that's given me an apex number here. So 4,081 spin, crucial. 14.6 launch, good launch angle. Carried at the 210 if I normalize. Carried 200 today. Geez, looks like I can half play. Club path left 1.1. Again, you'd understand this if you're looking at these irons, but that's all pretty good. And then 81 feet in the apex for a 4-iron. Now, Rory's got a bit more speed than I have, obviously, and he's going to hit it a bit higher than I am. But you can see that for a tour player to have the added benefit of being able to add height in this P7CB is absolutely what they're going to go for. And then it brings you to get into the short stuff. I mean, this is the 9, and I press you to look at the set as a group. Here's the pitching wedge, and you can just see the flow through the set. I mean, this is a proper player's set of golf clubs. The differences between this and the previous model are slightly longer in the blade length, like I say, thinner top line, slightly improved perimeter weighting. Obviously the new weighting with the tungsten toe weight in the long irons, which you will not see everywhere when we do a breakdown of these, but you're definitely going to get it on the Trottie Golf channel, and that's why Rory's going for the beautiful P7CB. I would imagine you'll have seen some of these on play in tour, especially for the Open Championship, based on the thinner sole. Generally, when you're on harder turf, or you want the club to get into the turf and come out, sometimes you make the Jim Flick tee. I know we did it for Collin Morikawa, shaved that thing right down last summer, made it very firm so that he could test soles like this one to get it through the turf. Today, there's a bit of moisture in the air, we're a bit humid. It's a different turf interaction, but if you could imagine being on a crisp, hard turf, this thing is literally going to come through like a bullet and get through it like a knife through butter. Started on a straight line, held its line. It's decent height for a 4-iron. Stopped pretty quickly up there. Could argue maybe it was a slight pull, but where do we go on apex? Around the 73 marker. And yeah, same yardage. There's the consistency. I think I said 197 out the first one, 198 out the second one. So within a yard of 2 golf shots, I can tell you now, I ain't that good. So that shows you how great the P7CB actually is if you're looking at getting a player's club that is going to give you plenty of curb appeal. This is probably the way you want to be going. Be sure to check them out. I'll stick everything down in the description below. These are available now. This is literally my first look at it. Could well be going in the bag. Check them out. P7CB, TaylorMade, beauty.